It's Monday, February 3rd, and time for your Barbados Today morning news update. CARICOM Health Ministers to hold talks today on the highly infectious coronavirus. At the meeting, which will be held via Skype, health authorities will discuss the potential public health threat posed to the region by the deadly virus, which originated out of Wuhan, China. Minister of Health and Wellness, Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey Bostic, expects a unified regional response to the global health emergency will be reached at the end of the talks. So far, the virus, which was first identified last December, has spread to 20 countries outside of China, infecting more than 14,000 people globally, and has an estimated death toll of 230 so far. As St. Peter takes over the symbolic torch from St. Lucy to host We Gathering celebrations this month, an Anglican cleric is expressing concern about crime and violence in the country. Delivering the sermon at yesterday's church service to officially kick off the leg of the festivities, Rector of the St. Peter Parish Church, Canon Noel Burke, challenged the congregation to play their role in order to make a difference. His comments came hours before police reported that a 20-year-old man died at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital after being stabbed along Promenade Road to the Bridge, St. Michael.
Taking note of the darkness which continues to infiltrate us as a people, the darkness which isolates us as a people, the shady deals which occur around us. We think about day after day, the killings and loss of life, the shootings which we go through and experience, where persons' lives are disturbed, where young people are challenged and threatened on the way to school in seeing a different type of society, where young people are engaged in crime from an early age. We are called to allow the light of Christ to enter into their lives. And we today, as we receive the light, on this the feast of presentation, we are called to be carriers of the light, to be bearers of the light.
Acting Prime Minister Santia Bradshaw also addressed the service and called on residents to embrace and participate in the We Gathering activities.
People outside are wanting to come home. They're also interested in visiting Barbados to create those ties that I believe we have forgotten in our history. So I look forward in this month, certainly for Minister Jordan and others, to be able to take us on a path which charts where we have come from, but also makes the ties and the links not just with Africa and the continent, but also certainly with the North Carolinas and other places where persons from this community would have contributed over the years to be able to be not just strict guardians of our heritage, but certainly firm craftsmen of our field. We all have a responsibility to country and to society to be able to do all that we can, all that is within our power to make the regathering exercise a success. Prime Minister Motley, I believe, has been thinking about this for many years in terms of how this initiative would be rolled out, and I am pleased to see as the initiative has started where we are, and certainly look forward to be rolling out over the course of the next couple of months and weeks to come. So I ask you to embrace what is here for St. Peter.
Member of Parliament for the constituency, Colin Jordan, said St. Peter will raise the bar on its leg of the celebrations as it continues to contribute to the development of the country.
The call is for all of us to gather together, either physically or in spirit, to recommit ourselves to this wonderful nation, to its growth and to its development. I have to say, not to those of you from St. Peter, but for those who are from outside of St. Peter, St. Peter has never let down the nation, and it will not do so now. In February, we will be celebrating our heritage from coast to coast. From our western coast, from Sherman's to Mullins and Gibbs, to our eastern coast, for those who are not from St. Peter, who are related, we have the eastern coast at Pico, Tenerife. We will celebrate our heritage. St. Peter has contributed immensely and in significant ways to the development of this country.
Barbados' apparel industry is a shadow of its former self, so says the Minister of Small Business, Entrepreneurship and Commerce, Dwight Sutherland, who revealed that the industry's economic contribution had declined significantly since the 1980s. The minister made the comments as he delivered remarks at the opening of the CH Needleworks fashion event held at the Daphne Joseph Hackett Theatre over the weekend.
We have generated significant foreign exchange over the years prior to the 1990s. Its overall contribution to Barbados' economy is now but a shadow of what it previously was. Export earnings from the apparels in 1983 was approximately 70 billion. In 2017, you want to guess how much the export earnings from this sector was? $300,000, which is less than 0.5% of the 1983 figure. Further to this, employment that was at a level of some 4,000 jobs back in 1993, you want to guess what it is now? It's now 200 jobs. That's from the 2017 statistics.
Despite this decline, Minister Sutherland believes all is not lost and the industry can be revitalized.
Quite amazingly, however, when we look at the market for the apparel on the global scale, it is estimated at about US $1.7 trillion strong, employing over 60 million individuals worldwide and growing. But despite this radically decline in the industry realized by Barbados over the years, I still believe that all is not lost. And tonight is testimony to that. With the right skill set, the likes of Sicily, working in unison through the formation of cooperatives, with people that are committed and dedicated to the growth of the business and putting in place the right marketing mix, I believe that the Barbados apparel industry can be revitalized and rebuilt, and Barbados be poised to access such a lucrative market with a high-end Barbadian product and at a level of international competitiveness that was in the former glory days.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
News from the region. Trinidad and Tobago's new acting prisons commissioner says his priority at this time is the safety of his officers, even as he gave the assurance that the needs of the prisoners will be met. We get more in this report from TV6 News.
I have been meeting with my various groups of officers, and I'm focusing on the delivery of service, encouraging officers to become more professional, looking at a different approach in how we do our job as prison officers. Because at the end of the day, society expects excellent service from the prison service, and I am trying my best to make sure that happens.
The newly installed commissioner would also like to increase public confidence in the service.
Crime on the whole is on the rise in Trinidad and Tobago, and we have to do our part into society's protection. And one way of doing that is to ensure that our rehabilitative processes are done in a professional manner.
And finally, the first death outside of China from the coronavirus was confirmed in the Philippines on Sunday. This as Chinese authorities construct facilities dedicated to treat those affected by the virus. The details of that story in this report from Al Jazeera.
One of the purpose-built coronavirus hospitals in Wuhan will open its doors on Monday. Another is due to go online in the coming days. Together, Chinese officials say more than 2,000 patients with the virus will be able to get care at the new facilities. But with urgent calls for more supplies and warnings of understaffed and overworked medical teams at the existing Wuhan hospitals, these new facilities will probably take some time before they can run at full capacity. This as the announcement health officials around the world have been bracing for: the first coronavirus death outside of China. A 44-year-old Chinese man from Wuhan died on Saturday in the Philippines.
In his last few days, the patient was stable and showed signs of improvement. However, the condition of the patient deteriorated within the last 24 hours, resulting in his demise.
More countries are flying their citizens out of Hubei province, and New Zealand has joined the list of nations barring non-citizens who have recently traveled to China from entering. As this was supposed to be the end of the extended Lunar New Year holiday, the streets of Beijing should be bustling. But the government here has said only essential workers will return, the others not for another week at least. Businesses and private enterprises are doing the same.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit us at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.